At my sister's wedding, I found my seat outside next to the trash cans. She smirked. Guess you don't count. I took my gift, stood up, and walked out without a word. Minutes later, she went pale and screamed. The hallway smelled like lilies and bleach. Through the glass, I could see chandeliers, orchids floating in crystal bowls, 200 guests in designer dresses. My sister Leia glowing in white. My table, folding chair by the service door, next to the trash. When the coordinator showed me, I laughed. Waited for the punchline. Her smile stayed frozen. You're listed for hallway seating. 3 years ago, I found Mom's journal in her vanity drawer. Every page began the same way. Laya's first day of kindergarten. Laya's favorite meal. Laya's college acceptance. Not my birthdays, not my name. When I asked why, Mom smiled like it was a silly question. You never needed the attention, honey. You were always fine. That's when I learned that being easy to love meant being easy to forget. I set my gift down, small silver box I'd wrapped the night before, and stared through the glass. Inside, Mom adjusted Laya's veil. Dad straightened his tie. Outside, I counted the years I'd been erased. Then Laya walked out, bouquet in hand, veil trailing like smoke. Looks like they finally figured out where you belong, she said. I blinked. What's that supposed to mean? She tilted her head, that smile I'd seen since childhood, the one before stealing every spotlight. Guess you don't count. For 3 seconds, I said nothing. Behind her, the photographer called, "Bride, we need you back." She didn't move, wanted me to cry, to beg, to prove her point. Instead, I picked up the silver box, slipped it into my bag. There's always been space for both of us, I said quietly. You're the one who keeps shrinking it. Her eyes narrowed. Not everything's about you. This is my day. I stood, smoothed my wine-colored dress. You made sure I couldn't even sit in the same room. What exactly am I celebrating? She rolled her eyes. You sound pathetic. Nobody needs your approval. I walked past her, stopped at the gift table while the coordinator fussed over centerpieces, slid the silver box onto the pile, right on top, to Laya and Noah, my handwriting neat, deliberate. Inside, a crystal frame, and underneath, printed screenshots, text messages from 3 weeks ago when I'd run into her coworker over coffee. He's so sweet but naive. A few fake tears and he buys whatever I want. His mom suspects nothing. The prenup was almost too easy. By Christmas, the house is mine. He won't even see it coming. Not a threat, just truth. I walked to my car, started the engine. Through the rearview mirror, I watched the glowing windows. The music pulsed faintly through the walls. 15 minutes later, the scream cut through the Vermont night. They opened it during the gift display. Leia tugged the ribbon, lifted the lid. Her hand froze. Noah leaned over, read the first line, the second. His face drained. What is this? He whispered. It's fake, Leia hissed. Someone's trying to, but his mother Victoria was already crossing the floor. These were forwarded to me this morning, from a stylist you hired. Wrong thread. Noah turned the pages, his jaw tight. The dates match. This is real. The music thinned. The violinist missed an entire beat. Laya's voice cracked. No, you don't understand. My sister Ashlyn did this. She's jealous. She's always— Stop. Noah's voice cut like a whip. You did this. You humiliated her today and thought no one would see who you really are. Every face turned. The DJ lowered the music. A child asked, Mom, what's happening? Noah pulled a folded document from his jacket, set it on the table. This is an annulment petition. I already signed it. The crystal frame hit the floor, shattered. Laya's scream echoed across the water. Mom reached for her arm. Sweetheart, maybe we should step outside. Don't touch me, Laya cried. You all wanted this. Dad spoke quietly, for the first time that night. You should apologize to your sister. Laya laughed, a sound so brittle it didn't reach her eyes. Apologize to her? She's not even family. Dad shook his head slowly. That's where you're wrong. By the time I got home, my phone had 26 missed calls. Mom, Dad, Laya's bridesmaids, even Noah's mother. I didn't check any of them. I hung my wine-colored dress on a chair and stared at it. Still perfect, still untouched. Just like the lie I'd carried for years. That being invisible meant being worthless. Today, they're all calling, and I'm the one who gets to ignore them.